Hello, welcome to another tutorial video. What we're going to look at now is an AQA marked answer, full mark answer for the section B on the poetry paper. So hopefully looking through this we can pick out some of where the candidate has actually hit the marks, the descriptors to actually get the marks, and we can see like what elements of smile were in there. So just a reminder of what we're actually looking for. We're looking for something insightful and exploratory as I go through for top marks. We're looking for close analysis with detail to support, and we're looking for evaluation of the writer's use of language and or structure and or form and the effects. So the most important thing there is the effects, and it can be one or more of these. Okay, so one or more of these is gonna get the job done. Okay, so this is an answer to the 2011 paper. The poem Slow Reader by Vicky Fever is about a boy who is multi-talented at other things but struggles to read. It answers the question straight away. The poem explains the struggle and the problems that the boy has and how he reacts to them. It explains the situation or the frustration at how he has given up and accepts that he has lost the battle, like a something returning to its elements. Okay, so we've got a quotation there in the beginning summing up the whole feeling of the poem, stylistically quite nice. The first stanza is explaining the wonderful things the boy can do, how he can make sculptures and something. But the point is we've got two very quick use quotations there embedded with each other, so that gives us a close analysis of the text. Okay, so and well used detail. So here with the same skill, analytical use of detail, close analysis. And this is more of a close analysis because you're using them both in quick succession. The start of the stanza is full of these positive things, but as the stanza gets nearer the end, the tone is dropped into negative. So there we're looking a bit at form and structure, kind of touching upon it there, which is here evaluation. But the evaluation obviously there is being commented on, and we're just going to see if he goes into effect. The tone is dropped into negative. It says the barrier in between the boy and being able to read is impossible, which ends the reader's hopes for the boy, insisting him or something him to succeed in his quest. So there we've touched upon the readers, how it affects the reader as well. The second stanza carries on in the same vein with cold and dark imagery. So imagery is being used, structure has been used, and language has been used. Imagery such as grisly meat, which makes the reader sad, empathizing with the boy because the word grisly plays with our senses. Okay, so the examiners commented 5.3 for that. Analyzes the writer's use of language. So here it's an analysis, but it's not a full evaluation. The difference being that is basically how developed the sentence there is. Fever then uses real life situations to emphasize how the boy struggles with reading. She says the toy and the words letting them go cold. So toys with the words letting them go cold. This suggests that maybe the boy is not trying to learn hard or as serious as we first thought. The word toy suggests that this is just a game and the boy wants it to carry on in the same situation. The word cold could be interpreted as there is no joy for the boy in what he's reading. Great analysis of the language there. So 6.2 was says close analysis. Yeah, definitely very close analysis because we're looking at a singular word, and it's supporting the interpretation of what he's just said when he's reading. Cold is the opposite of warm, and warmth is often associated with comfort and satisfaction. So by using the word cold, it implies that the boy does not feel these emotions when reading the words. They don't mean much to him. Excuse me. The start or the short sentence of the quote also suggests that the boy has no or little or no desire to learn because he lets it go cold. There is no sights. There is no fight in the boy to try. There's no fight in the boy to try and succeed. So that's 6.3. Evaluation, the writer's use of language. Yeah, we've looked at the word cold and the use of the word lets and how that actually builds a real effect. So yeah, that's definitely very evaluative of the whole thing, rather than just being an analysis or an appreciation or an explanation. It's much more developed than that, and you can see that from that paragraph. You know, he's written a whole paragraph just about the word cold, so it's well linked. But again, just to reference you to smile, that's all through analyzing specific words. The speaker also implies that they are trying to push the boy hard as hard as they can. So another meaning is being brought out here. They say, and that's obviously the kind of the parental push. They say, until I relent and let him wriggle free. This shows the determination of the speaker to succeed in his mission to help the boy learn to read, but sometimes it comes to no avail. Well summarized. The speaker tries and tries to push the boy to the limits, but sometimes he has to let the boy wriggle free. The reader can empathize, so we're looking there, evaluation and the effects on the reader. Excuse me. The reader can empathize with the speaker because they feel her dismay and frustration at the boy's lack of will and desire. Or it could be interpreted that it is not the boy's fault and he is trying, but again the barrier is impossible. That's an excellent use of perceptive analysis. He's looking at it from both points of view and try and do that. You might remember in one of the older videos that I looked at, I always said try and end on a point X, like try and look at something from a different point of view. If that rings bells, great, but if not, I'll probably come across in one of the other videos. So here we've kind of set up the one we were actually expecting to see, and then when we've got or it could be, it's very calmly built into it, you know, just offering it as an idea for us. And the 6.2 there is really good because again we've analysed the words. It's a close analysis by looking at it in a different way and supporting the interpretation in two different ways, so it hits that as well. In conclusion, Fever is trying to get across the message that some people do struggle with reading, and maybe she does this due to the personal experiences, or she has seen this happen to someone else. She tries to make the reader understand the problems that not only does the child face, but also the person that is trying to teach, whether it be a teacher or a parent or another family member. So even though it's not actually mentioned there, again, the interpretation of the whole poem is kind of summed up. So you'll see that this student, even though the writing is very condensed actually, so in what would be a page, in the page to them and a page and a half to us, has actually hit the 6-band criteria quite a lot. And when you reread there what's put down as a 5.3 in light of everything else, you can see where it's building to, and that's why they get full marks. So you can see how all these things were actually touched upon, and how smile was touched upon as well. The first part here kind of touched upon the structure, how the change the change of the actual tone. The images were actually discussed when we looked at the idea of gristly and what that means. The language was actually appreciated really well when we looked at cold, etc., and the effect on the reader was always kind of linked all the way through. So hopefully you see from that smile be effective. And remember, smile is just the base for you to use in approaching the poem. How well you write and how insightful you are is going to make the difference to your actual grade. Good luck.